this eternal judgments, and we'll start in Romans chapter 1, verse 18. Go ahead and read.
The book of Romans, chapter 1, verse 18. For the wrath of God is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men who hold the truth in unrighteousness.
Did we just read back in Thessalonians that they held, that those who loved unrighteousness, and they didn't have, God going to send a strong delusion? You know what? That's that other Jesus. That's another gospel. That's the lie that came out of Satan's mouth. That you're saved, born again. You ain't got to keep the commandments. That's a strong, it's a strong delusion. That's those who've been deceived. Because he deceived the whole world. The whole world is after this thing and rejoicing in it. Because they meet every Sunday and then you got all this unbelief everywhere around. And the law has been thrown out to churches. It's been thrown out to the government. Nobody can even pray. But everybody says, as long as we can worship together, something, I don't know, agree to not disagree. Well, I got to disagree. Because God disagrees with it. Because how can two walk together unless they agree? See, that's a lie. It sounds good. Well, as long as we agree to disagree. Wait a minute. As long as how can two walk together unless they agree?
Unless they agree.
We gotta, if you don't know, you should ask somebody. Keep on reading, brother.
Verse 19. Because that which may be known of God is manifest in them, for God hath showed it unto them. For the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse.
Oh, well, Judge, I didn't know that. Oh, hey. It's no excuse. No excuse down here, no excuse when he comes back. You go face the judge in the courtroom and tell him you didn't know that you didn't know that part of the law. He's gonna say sorry. Judge you according to the book. See, according to the law. Yeah. Go ahead.
Verse 21. Because that when they knew God, they glorified him not as God, neither were thankful, but became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish heart was dark.
That's it. See? Your heart gets dark when you get away from the law. Is light and a lamp unto your feet. See? You start to follow the God of this world. Go ahead.
Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools.
Yeah, because you're full of the wisdom of the world, and you take on the philosophy of the world. Oh, so homosexuality is all right. You know, you got to speak politically correct. That's why at least I did like Donald for that, because he didn't go for all that correctness. I'm talking about Trump. But I didn't vote for neither one of them, because my vote is with God. I know God put him up there himself, because you don't get to the God of this world put him up there. Satan gave him that great power, seat and authority. They're working for Satan, people. You vote for one of them. You give your vote to Satan. You got to think how God thinks, man. What am I vote for the devil for? Yeah. God's purpose is coming to pass whether you like it or not. Judgment has been set. It is on this earth. He's coming through the earth, and you better wake up.
Amen.
Where are we at?
Verse 22.
Go ahead.
Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools. And changed the glory of the uncorruptible God into an image made like to a corruptible man, and to birds, and four-footed beasts, and creeping things.
Go ahead.
Wherefore God also gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves.
How they do it? Wait a minute. This wasn't no genetic thing. It was the lust of their own heart. It was their own desire of their own mind. Yeah. So they try to justify it. Well, I was born this way. You was not born this way. You want to be this way. That's the way you want to do it. You don't want to keep the word in your mind. That's your desire. That's why you don't want God. That's why you want this God to rule over you. And you don't want nobody to tell you about this God. Because then you got to be accountable. And the world has did away with it. They frame sin with a law. Well, it's all right to marry a woman to marry a woman, and a man to marry a man. That gets rid of the creator, people. First commandment he gave man is to be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. How you going to be fruitful and multiply when man on man and woman on woman? You're going to go extinct. That's what's going to happen. Foolishness. Go ahead.
Verse 25. Who changed the truth of God into a lie and worship and serve the creature more than the creator, who is blessed forever. Amen.
Anybody go along with that stuff? You're worshiping the creature, Satan more than the creator. Go ahead.
For this cause God gave them up unto vile affection, for even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature.
I don't care what Ellen Bernstein said. What's that woman on TV? What's her name? What's her name?
Ellen DeGeneres.
Ellen DeGenerate. That's what she is. That ain't politically correct. That's what the Lord said. She's a degenerate.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Verse 27. And likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman.
The natural use of the woman. It's against nature not to do it this way, people. It ain't no natural thing for man to be on man and woman to be on woman. Not in the Creator's eyes. Now the devil can tell you all that mess. Go ahead and read.
And likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burning their lust.
Burning their own lust. Thou shalt not covet. That's lust. Lust is covetousness. They're coveting. They're coveting. They're breaking the commandments. Go ahead and read.
Burning their lust one toward another. Men with men, working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves the recompense of their error, which was me.
Which was adequate. They're going to receive it. Go ahead.
And even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge.
See there? You got to throw God out to do this kind of stuff. You got to throw God out the picture. And Obama, your loving president, who especially all you Israelites, all you Hebrews, all you Negroes love so much, framed a law saying it's all right for man to marry man and woman to marry woman. He got rid of your God, people, and you don't even know it.
Amen.
And y'all sitting there talking about he's the first black president. He ain't nothing but a puppet of Satan, people. A false prophet. Where we at?
Verse 28.
Go ahead.
And even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge, God gave them over to a reprobate mind to do the things which are not convenient.
Or not fit. Now, I'm not going to read all that, but go on to verse 32 and read.
Verse 32. Who know the judgment of God, that they which commit such things are worthy of them, not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that fool them.
So you got pleasure in all that stuff? And you do all that stuff?
Come on with
this is the second death. Now, I'm just reading from the book. But they don't want you to read from the book, people.
That's right.
They want you to prophesy smooth things. Go down to Romans chapter, verse 2 of Romans 2.
The book of Romans chapter 2, verse 2. But we are sure that the judgment of God is according to the truth.
What is truth? The law is truth. Go ahead.
But we are sure that the judgment of God is according to the truth against them which commit such things. And thinkest not thou this, O man, that thou judgest them which do such things and doest the same, that thou shalt escape the judgment of God?
This is the eternal judgment we're talking about. See, if I went out here and started committing adultery, as I'm telling you not to commit adultery, don't you know I'm going to be judged for that?
That's right.
So you can't go out there with a man and commit homosexuality. And no homosexuals are fit to be in no pulpit preaching. You got churches, homosexual churches out there, and call it Christian churches. 98% of Christianity is all pagan worship. Go ahead.
Verse 4.
Read.
No, verse 4. Oh, despisest thou the riches of his goodness and forbearance and long-suffering, not knowing the goodness of God leadeth thee to repentance.
Go ahead. But I'm trying to get you to repent, but you won't. Go ahead.
But after thy hardness and impotent heart.
Impenitent. That means a heart that won't repent. Go ahead.
Treasure up unto thyself wrath against the day of wrath and revelation of the righteousness judgment of God.
And so when he comes back, And he destroyed the wicked. That's righteous judgment. And destroyed, that's that second death. He destroyed the homosexuals, those who are not keeping his covenant, his commandments. That's righteous judgment. But you want to get rid of that God because you don't want to be judged. That's why in man's day, man is doing the judging. That's what we started off with. See? And because judgment don't happen swiftly, man's heart is set to do evil. This thing is from the Spirit. Don't you see how God is cutting you up, cutting me up, showing us the truth? That's the goodness of God. He didn't have to tell you what was coming. He could have left you in the dark. The law is a light and a lamp unto your feet. Where we at, brother?
Verse 6.
Read.
Who will render to every man according to his deeds? To them who be patient, continuous in well-doing.
Who by patience?
Who by patience, continuous in well-doing, seek the glory and honor and immortality, eternal life.
That's by keeping the law. Go ahead.
But unto them that are contentious and do not obey the truth.
What is the truth, brother? Tell me.
The law.
That's it.
But obey unrighteousness, indignation, and wrath.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Tribulation and anguish upon every soul of man that doeth evil, of the Jew first, and also of the Gentile.
To do evil is to break the commandments. The love of God thinketh no evil, because the love of God keeps his commandments. You don't think about breaking his covenant if you love God, people. Go ahead and read.
Verse 10. But glory, honor, and peace to every man that worketh good, to the Jew first, and also to the Gentile.
Go ahead.
For there is no respect of persons with God. For as many as have sinned without the law shall also perish without the law, and as many as have sinned in the law shall be judged by the law.
Yes, sir.
No escape.
No escaping. Go ahead and read.
Verse 13. For not the hearers of the law are just before God, but the doers of the law shall be justified.
The just shall live by faith, by his faith. Because that's what's going to justify. The blood got you back into the game. But to get into the kingdom, it's the blood of the covenant that's going to get you there. Keeping that covenant. That law. Look at 2 Peter. No, verse 16. 16. Oh, we're going to finish that. I'll read it.
Yes.
Verse 16 of Romans 2. In the day when God shall judge the secrets of men by Jesus Christ according to Paul's gospel. It wasn't his gospel. It's that because there was another gospel out there that was going around. It's like another gospel today going around telling you ain't got to keep the law. There's another Jesus because the mystery of Nicolaitans already started. So, you can't get around it, people. Don't try to. When we want to scoot around it, I used to do it. Got to settle down. 2 Peter. Verse 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 1. Go ahead and read.
The book of 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 1. But there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you.
And boy, don't you, when you get up, listen, on YouTube, on the TV set, see, the Lord put in my mind. See, they heap to themselves teachers after their own lust. See? And they return on the fables. Man, I hear so much stuff on this YouTube and on the regular thing, and you got all kinds of. And so if you don't like this, teacher go that. See, nobody wants to hear this when I'm teaching, and when others teach it also. See, but you got to watch out for these fables, man. I'm gonna show it to you. Where we at?
Verse 2 Peter.
We're coming back to 2 Peter. I got a thought. Isaiah 30. Isaiah chapter 30.
The book of Isaiah chapter 30.
I'll read verse 1.
Verse 1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and the cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin.
Yeah, just go down to verse 8 and read.
Verse 8. Now go, write it before them in a table, and note it.
That's in the book. Go ahead.
And note it in a book.
This book, what we've been reading out of.
That it may be for the time to come forever and ever.
That's the time we're in now, people. Go ahead. So he was talking about the future. He said, go write it down. For that time to come, which we're in now. Here it is. Go ahead.
That this is a rebellious people, lying children, children that will not hear the law of the Lord.
Yes, sir. There it is. Look what they want to hear. Go ahead.
Verse 10, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceit.
Yes, sir. There it is, people. Don't want to hear the law. Want to hear smooth things. Sweet sounding lies. Tell me sweet sounding lies. You know. Hey, it gives you comfort, but you trust in lying words.
Yes.
Let's go back. Where we at? 2 Peter 2. Go to verse 2 and read.
We never finished 1.
Oh, finish 1. Go ahead.
The book of 2 Peter, chapter 2, verse 1. But there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, who privately shall bring in damnable heresy, even denying the Lord that brought them.
And next Sabbath, we're going to look at these damnable heresies. But go ahead and read.
Denying the Lord that bought them, and bring upon themselves swift destruction.
Swift destruction. You see how he's talking about judgment? Go ahead and read.
And many shall follow these pernicious ways, by reason of whom the way of the truth shall be evil spoken of.
What is truth, brother?
The law.
The law. They speak evil against the law. Go ahead.
And through covenants shall they be feigned words make.
Be feigned.
With feigned words make.
That's hypocrisy. Go ahead.
They with feigned words make merchandise of you, whose judgment now of a long time lingereth not, and their damnation slumbereth not.
Yes, sir. See, they make merchandise in the church. What do you mean make merchandise? Give me all your money. You know, I gotta have a new plane. I need for you to send me $1 million. Everybody see, beg. And see, the churches become merchants. They don't feed the people feed them. The pastor's supposed to feed the people. He said, Peter, feed my flock, feed my sheep. But now they're eating off the sheep. It's not that you don't give, but the giving is for the work of the ministry. Yeah. See, it's for the poor. It ain't for to build that pastor no kingdom. It ain't for that. I don't care how righteous they are. I don't care how much law they teach. It ain't for a man to build his kingdom with. I wish I found a place in the book of Maccabees where it told you exactly what it was for. Why they gave that money. It was for the poor. Yeah. See? And it cost to do the work of the Lord too. That's why he told them, go get all your jewels, your gold, and bring it to them so you can build this house. We in the spiritual house now, it still costs money to do things for the Lord. Well, I ain't got the tithe because you know they tithe the sheep. No, I'm gonna show you where to tithe money also. Come on, we just want you're too cheap. You want to escape out. You want to hold everything for yourself. God, the one that gave you the seed, he told you to give you 10% of it back. He gave you the seed to sow. He gives us power to get wealth. Where we at?
Verse 4.
Go ahead.
2 Peter chapter 2, verse 4. For if God spare not the angels that sin, but cast them down to hell and deliver them into the chains of darkness to be reserved unto judgment. And spare not the old worlds, but save Noah, the 8th person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly.
Yeah, because they thought for evil continuously. They were breaking the law continuously. Go ahead.
And turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemn them with an overthrow, making them an example unto those that after should live ungodly.
Sodom and Gomorrah is an example. You can go over there where Sodom was that, and you can still see the brimstone. He left evidence as an example. I got a piece of the brimstone. A brother brought it to me from over there. Go ahead.
Verse 7. And deliver just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked.
Well, why? Tell you that. Go ahead, verse 8.
For that righteous man dwelleth among them, and seeing and hearing vexed his righteousness soul from day to day with their unlawful deeds.
Don't you know our souls is vexed with know the law, with all this unrighteousness is in the earth, all this homosexual. He's talking about them homosexuals, people. Vexed his righteous soul. It was vexing to God. Go ahead.
Verse 9. The Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptation, and to reserve the unjust until the day of judgment to be punished.
That's right. And reserve it to be punished. Go ahead and read.
Verse 10. But chiefly them that walk after the flesh in the lust of the unclean and despise government, presumptions are they. Self-will, they are not afraid to speak evil of dignity.
Yeah, they speak evil of the government of God.
Whereas angels, which are greater in power and might, bring not railing accusation against them before the Lord. But these, a natural brute beast, made to be taken and destroyed, speak evil of the things that they understand not, and shall utterly perish in their own corruption. And shall receive the reward of unrighteousness, as they that count it pleasure to ride in the daytime. Spots they are made blemish, spotting themselves with their own deceiving while they feast with you. Having eyes full of adultery, and they cannot cease from sin, beguiling unstable souls, and heart they have exercised with covetous practice cursed children.
Yeah, remember those who don't know the law are cursed? Think that what it said?
Yes.
Cursed children. Covetous practice. Coveting after the flesh. On the own desire. Go ahead.
Verse 15. Which have forsaken the right way, and are gone astray, following the way of Balaam, the son of Bosor, who loved the wages of unrighteousness.
Right. Because the wages of sin is death, even the second.